Hey everybody, give me a second here. How's it going? Um, Sorry my hair's a mess, and I've kind of. It's going to be a busy day. Oh, my bangs are brown. Briar is Howie's doing the last race of the year this weekend, but I'm not going. Briar's coming because he's working down the road this
The
weekend.
works covers
Oh,
steering,
excuse me.
suspension, brakes, batteries, light.
Um, So I'm actually going to do some grocery shopping. I was going to go into Ottawa. Give me a second here, folks. I was going to go into Ottawa, but I changed my mind. It kind of pissed Briar off, but it's one of those things where I don't know how I'm going to feel until I get out of bed. You know what I mean? It's a fibro thing. And I just don't have it in me to run all over Ottawa today. Poor Briar was already up and ready to go. But I texted him. He's got to learn to check his messages. I texted him at 5 o'clock this morning saying, no, I'll see you at 1:32, not 11:30, 12. You know what I mean? Okay, give me a second here. Oh, gotta get my hair up. I had my shower yesterday and I just put it up in a loose knot to dry. And my hands really don't want to do this today, but it's already done. Not sure about these new hairpins because they're curved, supposedly to go with your skull, but they don't really do it properly. No, I don't like these pins. I like the straight ones better. I suppose that'll do. Suppose that'll do. How's it going, everyone? All right. Make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. Let me say hi to Betty Fertig, Carol McKinney, Kathy Miller, Carla Wyatt, Samoa, and Susan Bass. And I'm going to pop out my chat, bring it over here, and then hit live chat. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Oh, hi, Sue Martin, Jean Phillips, Raph Jolie. Raph, was it you who was going to go get jars with me? They never got back to me, so they must have sold them. That's all I can think. I phoned the hardware store today. They are out of jars. However, I did empty out a bunch of the maple syrup from last year as it had mold in it. Well, I mean, my husband has to learn that he is not the know-all when it comes to stuff like this. I made maple syrup before he ever did. I gardened long before he ever planted a pot plant. He has to learn that you don't poo-poo my knowledge. All right? Because what happens? Oh, yeah, I'm on a little bit of a bitch because I just woke up. You don't poo-poo my knowledge, or friggin' weeks and days worth of work goes moldy in the pantry. Plants don't produce the way they're supposed to because you took them out of a controlled setting and put them in an uncontrolled setting. Good morning. So, not vent, back, still not venting, takes so long when you go from cold product to cold canner to bring it up. It does take forever, but it's safer. And remember, I don't know what I was just about to say. So, I'm going to, if I can find my small roller, I'm going to make a very small joint because I got a couple of hours. And I need to medicate. Oh, good. It's already ground. My hands aren't working. So, what's everybody up to today? What are these? These are from Zenny. Yeah, please make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. I'm really sorry about the trolls yesterday. Apparently, I can't even let it go live, public for even 2-3 minutes, or they get the notice and they come in. And you know what's really upsetting is I went through every single name on my subscriber list looking for those people to block them, and they weren't there. So there's got to be another way they're getting in, right? Canning and laundry. That's what you're up to today, honey? Well, I'm going shopping and then taking Briar to work. I'm going to go up to Kaz and get me some deer carrots. Oh, what are you apologizing for, honey? My pumpkins aren't ready yet, but I'm pretty sure, I'm really hoping they start to ripen before we get our first hard frost. Oh, what did I do with the smaller papers? Ooh. Guys, I'm really not firing on all cylinders today. Let's just take you and cut you down. Cut you down! Canning no soak beans all day. We don't eat a lot of beans like that, like dried beans. But I tell you, that spaghetti, did you like the spaghetti sauce video today? I wanted to show you everything that went into that. And if I had no tomato paste, it would have taken 3 bushels to cook it down to that thickness. Hey, Lady B, how's it going, Betty? Excuse me. Rotten little bugger does not want to there. So I emptied out about 8 or 9 quart jars of moldy maple syrup. And then, because I get maple syrup too at Costco, so I hate buying it. I mean, we would have only, if he had done it my way, we would have only gotten half the amount of syrup, but it would have been shelf stable. But he chose to listen to an older person who makes maple syrup, who adds the sap as they boil it down, but they refrigerate their syrup. And it's really, it's not the thick syrup. So we're doing syrup next year, but I'm buying a turkey burner, you know, the one on legs, and I'm boiling the sap. It's a lot of extra work, but I'm going to do it. All he has to do is pour where and when I tell him to. 2 years in a row, he's ruined our syrup. Our syrup's been no good. Teaching my brother how to can chicken today. Well, that's always a good thing. Sharing the knowledge is always a good thing. So this is Howie's last weekend of racing. And I'm going to be doing carrots. As soon as I get home, I'm going to start peeling and chopping carrots. And then once I have them all on the dehydrator, I'm going to start pulling celery. I'm now scrounging for all empty quart jars. So I phoned Briar, I phoned Arthur. I'm going to have Howie go through the coach before he leaves. I want my mason jars. And the reason I'm not already out in the coach is, can you see the swelling in my wrist right here? That swelling is still, this one's not so bad, but this one it's still going down because of getting in and out of the coach. I had to pull and lean and pull and lean. And then there's this is the hand that I cranked my chair with. And oh, by the way, my power lift chair is broken. I accidentally poured water into the controller, the remote for it, and it won't work now. So that's my bitch for today. We're gonna get on positive stuff in a minute. Please pay no attention to the woman behind the fan. I just gotta take one more puff. And that's all I need. Hey, Trina! Raph, was it you that was we were going to meet in Maniwaki or somewhere? That lady never got back to me about the jars. So I'm assuming the lady in Mont Laurier sold them already. It was 46 jars, almost 4 cases for $35. I was ready to drive in the middle of the night, so yeah, she never got back to me, so I can only assume that she sold them. Yeah, the Bettys are catching up to the Patricias, but Furby is Furby or Patty. When I say Patricia, I'm talking about Furia, okay? So there's Furby and there's Patricia. Furby doesn't like being called Patricia. I know, they were secondhand, but I don't care. They were still in the cases. So that's done. But it's just taught me to be more aware. Like I said to Arthur, I was talking to Arthur yesterday, and I said, I need more jars. And he goes, well, I guess we'll just have to bring you up some. Now, they're coming up at Thanksgiving. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing pumpkin or not by then, but I might be doing rutabagas. But I said, don't you guys do canning? And he said, yeah, we do some pickles and stuff, my boy. And he said, and I said, well, won't you need the jars? And he goes, well, you're just going to give me full ones when we leave, right? He learned the lesson many, many years ago when he first started school and he first moved away from home, that money will keep you fed to a certain degree if you give me my jars back. And Arthur has always given me my jars back. So he expects to be paid in edibles, in food from the pantry. Timer is set for 10 minutes. Yay! Finally. So whoever thought canning jars would be hard to find, eh? See, well, this is the whole world has been flipped on its ear. Okay? This is all the blah, 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 right? I made 2 very big mistakes. I assumed last fall that my pantry was going to last for 6 months. Wasn't counting on outside issues like COVID and extra people in my home, right? I assumed I had enough jars for everything I needed to do. Well, I went on a bit of a broth canning frenzy, didn't I? And yes, I'm going to still can broth, but it's all going into pints. So I'm going to hit the IGA today. They don't have any jars, but they might have lids. Am I in trouble? Just heard my name as I came in. No, sweetheart. I was just saying, someone said there's getting enough Bettys that they're going to catch up to the Patricias. And I said, well, Patricia Furia is Patricia, and Patricia Furlong is Furby or Patty, that you don't like being called Patricia. Am I correct? Hey, Pamela, how's it going? You're not in trouble, darling. But I do need you to email me your mailing address so I can send you your Team Wolfie racing stickers. Because you asked me for some. And I got lots. So, hey, how you doing today, Pamela? Hi, Paula. How's it going? So, and I'm going to hoard my quart jars for when I can chicken. Any broth I do from this point on out, anything I can. Like I'm going to dice my potatoes this year and can them in pints instead of um, putting them in like whole and big chunk potatoes. I'm going to dehydrate a bunch of potatoes. I'm going to do a lot more dehydrating. All the carrots are getting dehydrated. Buy a $1.97 bag of carrots when it comes time to get rid of begas. So thank you, Patty. Hey, Paula, 123. Remember to be on live chat, not top chat, so you won't miss the fun. And we're up to 28 people. That's pretty good. Oh, buddy, your days are so numbered. Apparently, I just read in on a Facebook post for our area that you're not allowed to have animals on this road, right? And everyone says it's only if your neighbors complain. Well, I think I'm pretty good because my neighbors now have all the animals, not me, right? So, well, thank you, and I'm glad you're here, Pamela. So, that's it. My day, and I still have not done any quilting. I really should set this up so that I can quilt and do my live stream. Hey, Stephen, how are you, darling? Did you get past the rainy day blues? Or is it still raining there, sweetheart? I survived Potato Palooza canning last weekend. Lots of work. I have no idea. My potatoes are still in the ground. Howie will be digging them up next weekend. This is the last weekend of racing. And if he pulls the, oh, I'm tired. Hang on a second. My friend Barb just sent me another link. Canning supplies. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to Ottawa today. My friend sent me, was picking grapes and apples today. Break in the rain. I'll be picking pears soon. They're starting to fall off the tree. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They got pitted this year. Last year they were perfect. This year they got pitted by hail in the early months. So I need to do 50 more pounds of potatoes to make sure I have enough on the shelf. I don't know what I've got in my garden, but that's what I'm going to deal with. I'm not going and buying extra. I'm still going to try and make mashed potato flakes. And I'm going to give it one more shot. But I may buy a bag of potatoes just to see. But I got to get on the carrots. And then I've got to pick all the pears and can them in sugar syrup. And then I got to pick all the celery. And I'm going to can some of it and dehydrate most of it. But all I have mostly left is pint jars. So they are going to, if I can find the seals and the clips for my WEC jars, that's the problem with WEC jars. You know, they're hard to store because they're glass lids. And, you know, the rings and clips are easily lost. But if I can find them, they're like a pint and a half or a quart and a half, somewhere in there. So, and onions to dry. I'm not drying any onions this year. I still have some from last year, and I got a quart of dried onions this year. That should be enough. Hey, Raph, I will be dehydrating pumpkin today. Any advice? Cook it. Okay? Yes. And please, please, please listen carefully. Cut your pumpkins in half. Hollow them out. Bake them upside down with the cut sides down on a baking sheet until you can push your thumb into the meat, into the skin, and it's soft. Scoop it out. Remember, you've taken all the seeds and everything out. Scoop it out with an ice cream scoop. Put it in a blender and add extra water. Puree it until it's thin as baby food. Then put it on you will save yourself hours of trying to grind down stuff that's too hard. So please just, water it down and puree it. That's the best way to dehydrate it for powder. Summer squashes, started picking all kinds. Very weird. I think we're going to have an early freeze. Oh God, don't say that. I actually picked off a whole bunch of baby summer squashes because they're not going to have time. So winter squash. Sorry. Okay, no problem. So yeah, why would I water it down when I'm going to hydrate it? You need to break up all of that pumpkin. If you don't break it up into a slurry, pretend you're making paper, and you've you know you put the newspaper in the water and you slurry it and then you in a blender and then you lay it out to dry on screens. Think of it as that. Okay, it needs more water to bust it up into a good slurry, because if you put it on the dehydrator too thick, you're never going to be able to grind it into powder. Is it safe to use wax when canning jellies? If it's beeswax, yes. Not paraffin. Paraffin's no longer safe. Paraffin's not good for you. So, I mean, my family did it, but I mean, why would you? Unless you're using ill-fitting lids or something, or you're just filling up glasses. If you run out of jars and you're making jelly, you can fill up straight glasses and put jellies on the top, or not jelly, wax on top. But I'd use beeswax, organic beeswax. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Winter squash. What kind of winter squashes you got, Stephen? My favorite are butternut and buttercup. But my princess pumpkins, I'm afraid to go out and look. And they're still, everything's producing blossoms still. But my Cinderella pumpkins, one's like this, right? Like if it's like that thick, and then it's like that round if you turn it up. And I'm really hoping it ripens before the first hard frost. You're quite welcome. So, not a whole lot's going on today. Well, yeah, a whole lot's going on today. I'm running around like a one-arm paper hanger. Probably for the next couple of days. So if all you get is live streams over the weekend, I'm sorry. Look forward to Freaky Friday tonight, but it won't be till after 8 o'clock because I have to pick Briar up at 8 o'clock. So yeah, I've got to go to the grocery store. I was going to go to Ottawa because chicken was on sale. And I probably still could if I left right now, because I have to have Briar at work for 4 o'clock, but I don't want to drive into Ottawa today. My back and my shoulders and my elbows and my wrists and everything's just way too sore. Way too sore. I'm bummed. I'm bummed that I don't have enough quart jars. But then again, I've given a lot of them away. So I'm going to start telling people, I want my jar back or you get no more. I want my jars back. Like Alex, I gave Alex a half-gallon jar of garlic dills. And I said, they're not ready until Thanksgiving. And I said, I want my jar back. And he said, oh, it'll probably disappear into Andrew's kitchen. That's his older brother. And I said, no, I want my jar back or you don't get any more. That jar's $2. Right? And he goes, gotcha. Right? Okay. Okay. So what's going on with everybody? How's everybody doing? Canadian Tire has quartz. No, they don't. Unless they got them in today. Let me just I can't phone them because I'm on the phone right now with you guys. But I'm going to go over to Facebook because I phoned them yesterday and they had none, but it is Tuesday or it is Friday. They may have gotten some in, but our hardware store didn't get in. Didn't get any in. Okay. Check Canadian Tire for quart jars, please. Sorry about that. Oh, now where did my chat go? Canadian Tire has quartz. Bernardin at 13 something. In Maniwaki. Really? Time is up. I could get there and back before I have to go get Briar. This is my brain. I can get there and back. I can't get there and back in time. I would love, because Maniwaki's only like 70 kilometers from me. It's 45-minute drive from here. I was there earlier this week and saw some. Well, maybe I'll run out to Canadian Tire tomorrow. Maybe I'll phone them first before I make that length of a drive, because I phoned the Canadian Tire on Maryvale and they were out, but that was yesterday. Things may have come in. Like a lot of things come in Thursday nights and Friday mornings. I can go pick up some for you. Honey, that's a lot. You're in Mont Laurier, right? Where would you want to meet? Where do you want to meet? Gracefield? Message me, Raph. If you want to pick me up 3 cases of jars, I'll meet you in Gracefield and I'll pay for them. No harm, no foul. I'll pay for your gas. But let me know so that I can set that money aside. Thank you, Raph. In 4 minutes, I'm 4 minutes from Maniwaki. Okay, so where do you just let me know where you want to meet. Okay. Maybe the grocery store parking lot in Gracefield. No, Gracefield's not far enough. Kitty Ganzibi at Arthur's Smoke Shop. No, I'll give you the gas money. You just tell me how much I owe you so that I can set it aside and bring it to you. All right. Message me when you have them, and I'll come. I will meet you. No problem. All right. How far away is Kitty Ganzibi to you? Mama's Bee Crochet Kitchen. Hi. How are you, darling? Pat McLean. For the inventory. Okay, let's stop talking about jars. I'm obsessing. But I want to make sure I have enough to put a cup of chicken, like when I do my birds. I'm planning on those 6 birds becoming at least 3 dozen jars of chicken in the bottom and then filled up with broth. Soup starter. Okay. No, Kitty Ganzibi's good, baby. Kitty Ganzibi's good because I want to pick up another roller anyway. So God bless you. You'll have to recognize me because I won't recognize you. Right? But that would be so friggin' awesome. That would be so, you would be saving me a lot of running around. So absolutely. Doing good. Prayers for you, Bev. Love the sauce video. Thank you, Raph. God bless you. The sauce video, I wanted to show you what it takes to make that much sauce. And then people will say, is it worth it to can it? Abso-bloody-lutely. Oh, and what I didn't show in the video is that just before I start, just after I stirred in the tomato paste, I put a tablespoon of salt in each stock pot of sauce and a tablespoon of sugar to help cut the acidity. Okay, Raph. Okay, awesome. Then guess what? I don't pick Briar up. I'll pick Briar. What I'll do, wait. Okay. What do you want? Do you want to meet tomorrow? or later on today. Okay? Because I now have to pick Briar up at 1:30, and I have to pick him up in an hour. And then I'm taking him shopping with me, and then I'm taking him to work, and then I'm coming back home. But I will be heading up to Kaz to get carrots. So I might as well keep going all the way to Kitty Ganzibi, right? Jiggler is doing its happy dance. Those are some of the happiest sounds in the world. Psst. And ping, 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 ping. Okay, awesome. Don't have a pressure canner, none available, so I told the kids that I want one for Christmas. I told everybody I want one of the electric ones for Christmas. But I don't know. No, I don't know. Did you hear the raven? Hey, Pa, I hear ya. It was weird when we were driving. It was a joke. It started out as a joke. Howie's father and one of his brothers were driving down the road with their wives, and they saw a couple of crows on the side of the road. And he goes, "There it is, Frank. There's us, a couple of old crows." So ever since I heard the story, I call the crows the Foley family, the Foley brothers, right? And it's almost like they've accepted it. Because every once in a while, I'll go driving down the back roads or something, and a raven will fly just in front above my truck for like a kilometer, right? And it's the coolest thing. And there's one that always kind of hangs around here, and he talks to me. I don't know why. He just caw, 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 right? But when we were going to the races last weekend, I was following behind the coach with the truck, and Howie, there was a raven going through the Notch Road, which is a notch through the mountains to get to the other side of the mountain so we can get into Luskville. But through the Notch Road, there was a raven flying like no more than 15 feet, not even 15 feet above the coach, even on the bendy road. And it stayed with us for like half the distance of the Notch Road. So when we got there, I said, "Did you see Pa?" And he goes, "Yeah." He said, I was watching him. I said, "Oh, you could see him," because I thought it was right above the coach, but it was just ahead. So it's like, I said, "Did you see Dad?" And he goes, "Yeah, it was cool, eh?" So it's kind of weird. Makes it hard to breathe. I know, Sarah. I've been canning so much, hard to believe I was terrified to use it 3 weeks ago. Don't let your guard down. Remember, it is a tool that needs your constant attention. And this is something I was talking about to my cousin Angie. Maintain your canners, folks. Maintain your canning equipment. Break it down every spring before you start canning. Wash, get like a straw brush and clean out your vent. Make sure all the things are tightened down, that all your handles are screwed tight, and that you've cleaned you've soaked your weights in vinegar and cleaned out the holes and everything with brushes, because this can change how your gauges read. Or oh yeah, Gracie's outside. This can change how your pressure works. So always, and before you use your rings inside your canner lids for the first time, set them in a sink with hot soapy water and rinse them with boiling water and let them soak, because they'll go hard like plastic and then they won't work, right? I know, Sarah. In my family, everybody has a spirit totem and a bird totem. And in my family, I don't know how to explain it, because we have our own rules. They're not even rules. It's just we go by what works. When I met Howie, he was turtle. And now he's wolf, because he took on my lineage. So my kids are of the wolf clan, but their spirit totems are their own, right? Like wolf. But our bird is raven. Arthur's is an owl. That's his spirit totem, period. But raven is The wolf is our land spirit, and the raven is our sky spirit. Makes sense? I don't know if it makes sense, but that's just the way it is. Buy extra seals for the pressure canner. Yeah, good idea. Yes, always, like, think about these things too. All right? Start. I'm not saying, be a prepper. I'm just saying think about things other than food that you may need and may not be available next year. Like jars we're having a hard time with this year. Right? If you can get 4 RAF, make it 4 cases. If you can. And I will pay gladly. You're not in a fog. You were right. Yeah. Extra gaskets for the pressure canners. My land is wolf, my sky is hawk. Oh, there you go. There you go. And my father visits me as dragonflies in the summertime and as electrical impulses in the winter. That's my dad. So, oh my gosh. Oh, my knees. I've been canning so hard. Oh, yeah. Well, you shouldn't be terrified of something as long as you're the one in control. Don't let fear of somebody else's lack, the reasons can get a canner. Watch all the canning videos. Stay away from rebel canners, guys. Okay? Stay away from rebel canners. That's just shit waiting to happen. Like my cousin Angie phoned me. I don't want to. Your gasket needed to be soaked, Angie. You haven't used it in several years. Okay? My lid's all buckled. You tighten them too hard. Right? You tighten them down too hard. They have to have some give to push the air out of the jar so they can create a vacuum. That's why we don't tighten them hard, right? So these are, so I said to Angie, why aren't you watching my videos? Why are you watching rebel canners? Anything that has to do with food preservation and with the name rebel in front of it is a dice game. You know what I mean? Oh, hi. Bev, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Winter squash varieties, red and green buttercup. I've never seen red buttercup. Do they go orange? 2 different varieties of butternut. Standard green acorn, not my favorite. Carnival acorn and sweet potato squash. All sounds so bloody good. That's why I was going to go to Food Basics today. All their squashes are on sale. Oh, wow. Tomorrow was another day. What are the ones that kind of go blue, almost blue, and they're warty, but they have a really thick orange flesh? I remember I grew them one year. Carol, thanks anyway. First year getting back into canning, had a 7-year break. Hubby was ill, lent canner, and it never came back. Kids will find one so I can do meats and such in 2021. Yeah. No longer is prepping or preparing about filling your pantry. It's about making sure you have everything you need if it becomes scarce later on. Parts for your canners, jars, lids. Trust me, I'm going to be phoning Uline and getting sleeves of lids as soon as I can afford it. So, but anyway, let me see if Howie got back to me. Oh, guess not. Did he even look at my thing? Check Canadian Tire. He's going to check Canadian Tire for jars too and let me know if there are any. But I phoned that Canadian Tire yesterday and they didn't have any, so I have no idea. But it's about to get busy, people. Did you see Heather's video on canning celery? I don't even think I should do a canning celery video this year because she just covered it beautifully. God love her, right? Isn't she a sweet? How can you not look at Heather, the needy homesteader, and not just want to go with that face? So, if I am back to work next year, I want to get a pallet of jars and a pallet of buckets. That's a lot. That's a lot. I don't need a pallet of jars. I just need like 8 more cases. And or at minimum 4, right? I know she's a dolly, isn't she? God love her, doing all this stuff and homeschooling her kids. And she's going to, when she homeschools, she's going to be teaching home economics. I mean, that's a given. I'm starting to think homeschooling is the way to go. I know. She's such a sweetheart. She is such a sweetheart. Hubbard squash. That's it, Stephen. Thank you. She's the one I learned to can no-soak beans from. I may check that out. A friend surprised me yesterday with 2 cases of jars. She was at the right place at the right time. Wow. Oh, I can't. Hang on a second. Let me look. Hang on. There it goes. Wow, she's at 92,000 subscribers. Just shows you I'm not everybody's cup of tea, eh? But if you don't love Heather, you don't know. You don't know what you're missing. Copy. Here we go. Let me pull my chat back up. Here we go. There is, let me know if that link works. There is well, you are our cup of tea. Oh, Raf. It's going to be nice to meet you. I had you may have told me in the past that you don't live that far away from me, but I hear so many personal facts about people that they just, whenever I remember something else gets shoved out the back of my head. So, and there's also the fact that I don't get to see your faces when we talk. Thank you, Raf. Hey, Mehe Kittens. Mehe Kitty Hines. I mean, Heather is, right? I mean, she had those 2 babies fairly late in life, right? And then, she's taken on all these wonderful things. So, right. That's right. Where were you before? That's right. Oh, that's going to be cool. We'll get to meet. We'll get to hug. Just remember, hug me like a cactus. Okay? Just hug me like a cactus. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. I have to pick up Briar in an hour, and I have to unload and load the dishwasher before I go. From New Brunswick. Right. Well, I can't help but say New Brunswick's loss is our gain. Right? And we want a picture posted too. Absolutely. I'll make sure we do a selfie. Maybe we'll do a little video. Listen, I have to go. I have to unload and load the dishwasher. I have to phone the vet because although Gracie's coughing is completely almost gone, she does cough now and again when she gets excited. And I want to get her checked. So you're originally from Quebec. Candace! Couldn't change my email for here, so I had to add a YouTube channel. That's okay, Dallas. We love you. Okay, so for all those who care to, please help me close with a spiritual hug. This is our non-denominational gathering of positive energies for the day. And letting go of our negativity that we woke up with and moving forward with positivity, and also, adding our energy to the world so that we can beat back some of the darkness that's going on. Does that make sense? Do not let the fact that I call my higher power God, change your mind about adding your spiritual positive energy to this post, okay? To this giving of energy to the world, right? So let's take a deep breath. Hey, God, it's us connected hearts and light warriors. And first off, I want to say thank you, God, for the friends that I have here on a daily basis. People like Raph are starting to bring me out of my shell a little bit more. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all my friends that help me stay out of the dark and walk in the light every day. We love and support each other, God. And it's really important that even if it's only for 20 minutes, that we do this every day so that we can get ourselves reset in the right direction of walking in the light and being an example for the other people of the world. Whenever someone's negative, we'll say something positive, right? Or we'll just, God, we just want to help. So, God, lift up all my friends who are ill or battling illness, my friends and loved ones who are battling illness, battling fear, battling poverty, battling dark thoughts, battling, negativity from family and friends. But God, we also want to add our energy to the world in general. Especially, God, we want you to take our energy, take the joy and energy and love that we offer and send it as a beam to the darkness in the world, that we may help in some way illuminate. And by walking in the light, may we be an example of your peace and your love. Please look after Sherry as she's traveling. Please look after all our friends and family who are battling or not battling. Let them feel your love, God, because it's a powerful motivator. Yeah. Man. Shalom. Miigwech. Namaste. Merry meet. Blessed be. Peace be with you. Whatever your salutation be, let it be spoke with love, because love is the one thing that's the most powerful tool in the world. Love without judgment, love without conditions, right? We know it's easier to love the people we love and pray for the people we love. But it's more important that we pray for the people that are always in darkness or angry or fear. Okay? Those are negative emotions that we want to battle with light, right? So, have a great day. All things being equal and normal. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless.